Hi everyone, it's been a long time. What I've been doing is pretty much the same. You could guess my days if you've seen my vlogs. They all run the same. What I haven't been doing is reading, and it is Friday. I have no idea what the date is, and I have a weekend full of stuff, of course, but I've found myself alone in the house on a Friday afternoon. It's kind of raining on and off. I've got the fire going. It's the perfect time to organize my TBR card and just set myself up for some reading. Not that I'll get to do any, but you never know. I don't know what's on this card. Like, look at it. It's just falling over a mess. So we'll just start from start and go from there. Maybe this is a Friday reads. I don't know. I don't think we'll go that far. Okay. So this card has just become a mesh of all the dreams, the reading dreams that I had. I have them at 4 a.m. and I reserve books at the library, and then I don't read them, and then this happens. So yeah, let's just so on this top shelf, I keep the ones that I'm currently reading. So let's kind of clear everything out and make space for that. When I say currently reading, they're the books I've started that I haven't picked up in ages. So, oh my gosh, I'm just taking them all off. Okay. I am reading At the Edge of the Solid World. This was for the Miles Franklin Award Longlist, which got announced. This didn't win. I am 100 pages in and adoring it. I might put in some clips of me crying right now because this book is super intense and super sad and all about grief and love and complete loss after loss. And it's blowing my mind, but it's intense and I can only read it in short bursts. Here's some of Natalie chatting incoherently about what I'm loving about this book. I'm lying down because that was an intense first 30 pages. I went through labour, which I've obviously experienced, and I went through a miscarriage, which I have experienced as well. And all from the point of view of the man, which I've never been a part of, obviously. So and even reading, or it's always been about, the loss that the woman feels when they lose their child and, what the woman does in labour. So to hear those words from a man's point of view was really interesting for me. Oh, this is gonna be a long book. I'm feeling things already. Okay, I'm just gonna take a breather. Okay, the hand's gone up because things have to get serious. I need a strategy with this book because it's a lot for me, straight up. I just feel it's not a book that I could just sit and read from cover to cover. It's something that I'm gonna need to take breaks from for energy's sake, but also to process, because I just feel the heaviness, and I've only read 30 pages. It just feels this content and what this book is about is just seriously heavy. And I'm feeling the weight of that already. When I opened this book, I said I was scared, and I'm still scared about just being able to, I got to function. I got two human beings that need me to survive, and I just feel like this book could pull me into a place where it would be hard for me to function from. So holy smokes, that was amazing. That was a transformative experience. And if the rest of this book is nothing to me, that feeling, all of those feelings at the start of this book brought to me will be enough. You'll be able to hear me over the wind. Hi, we're at the Gold Coast. Fitzy's swimming in freezing cold water. Well, I have a jacket on. I've just started reading this in a public place, which is the worst thing that I could do. Thank goodness nobody's here. It's really windy. I'm crying. They're talking about burying their child and how to do that. Holy shit. So emotional. This writing is taking me places. I'm finding... Oh gosh, he just did a dive in the water. You okay? Is it freezing? Take care of your body. Oh God. Yeah, I'm absolutely just crying out here by the pool. I just read the most amazing passage of... Sorry, wiping away tears. Amazing passage about that feeling of not even grief, that initial hurt. This writing is so freaking moving. Like, I can't even tell you. I want to read it to you, but I don't know if you'll hear it. It's so good. I wasn't me anymore, I felt, and I didn't want to be. I didn't want restoration. If I wanted anything, I wanted the very opposite. I wanted to stand as an agent of ruin, a glorious wretch in endless pursuit of impossible reparations for his injuries. I saw myself as a man hollowed out, literally scraped clean on the inside, vital organs ripped from my sternum and replaced with something dense and heavy, some fluid dragging me into myself as if the cavity inside me sloshed about with tar. I wanted recompense for this feeling of deformity. I wanted redress for a grievance beyond compensation, retribution for the irreversible wrong I'd been compelled to incur. I knew I couldn't reclaim what I'd lost, but the loss itself I refused to sustain. I'd been hurt and I wanted others to hurt in turn. I wanted the world to know my pain, and I was electric with the impulse to inflict it wherever I could. How good is that? Did you hear any of that? I hope you heard some of it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I could just sink. I just feel every time just sink into this writing. It's beyond cool. It's beyond magic. It slows me down and I need to sit with it. I need to enjoy this writing. Slow moving. While we're doing the Miles Franklin thing, I finished Lucky's, which was on the long list, which didn't win. It is a book about two people, I guess. So this woman who's in England, whose father gave her a picture of this Lucky's restaurant. She's a down and out journalist, and she's grasping at straws to try and find an article to write to kind of get some work. So she decides to travel to Australia and interview the guy who started this Lucky's restaurant, whose name is Lucky, and find out about the demise. There was also a mass shooting in his last restaurant, and so there's talk about that. It was good. I don't like dual timelines. This was very much a dual timeline, so we had kind of Lucky now and then going back and working through how Lucky came to be Lucky. I think there's a lot of moments in here where the information that I was given about characters on the sideline wasn't needed, and that I wanted to dive more into the two characters that were there. And yeah, I just got kind of annoyed with that, as I do with every dual timeline book. This is not my type of book, so me reviewing it, please don't think that it's bad or anything. It's just not for me. I prefer to stick with one person and stick with one timeline and run with that. But it was really engaging, and I kept, I read it in a few days. Like, I really enjoyed the overall story. I just didn't enjoy how it was told. So that's good. I have this little thing, and we were doing the Miles Franklin Award thing. Let's go do that now so I can continue on with this project, even though we know the winner. But this was the little ranking system I was doing, and Lucky's would go here. It's it's definitely behind these top 5. And just in case you have no interest in the Miles Franklin Award, I wanted the Rain Heron to win. This wasn't even on the shortlist. The Labyrinth was 3rd, and the Labyrinth won. And so that's great, because it was a book that I really enjoyed and really loved. And yeah, well deserving, I thought. Bit sad about this, but that's how it goes. So I need to pop Lucky's there. I'm still going to continue to read them, even though I didn't get to them in time, and just have a ranking, because I'm finding some really amazing books in this long list. So yeah, there we go. We wrapped that bit up. But this is a bit of a Friday reads, isn't it? Like, as I'm sorting through the books I'm talking to you about, that's great. Okay, so we've got At the Edge of the Solid World. I should turn that around. Can you see that? Oh, camera work. I started this. This is for Buzzwordathon for July, which had the word last in it. This is The Last King of Scotland, about the doctor's account of working with Idi Amin in Uganda. I've had this on my shelf forever. You know, there's movies. Isn't there a movie or something about this? So I'm only on page 22. So that is started, and I would like to continue to read that. I haven't started that. Or that. Or that. Where's the book that I am actually reading? I'll be back. Oh, there it is. This is the book that I'm investing in now. This is Lie With Me by Philippe Besson, and translated by Molly Ringwald. Now that I've said that name out aloud, is that Molly Ringwald from Pretty in Pink? Surely. Is it her? Oh, it's covered up with a sticker. God. Is she a translator? Was Molly Ringwald in Pretty in Pink? Oh gosh, I'm going to have to do some Googling. Hold. That was Molly Ringwald in The Breakfast Club? You know, like all those 80s movies? Am I on the right path here? Hello? That's Molly Ringwald. Yeah, that's her. Was she in Pretty in Pink? Yeah, she was totally in Pretty in Pink. I don't know why I doubt myself in my knowledge of 80s movies. I think I'm solid in that area. It would be my Jeopardy category, maybe. Anyway, did she translate books? Molly Ringwald translate books. She did do it. It's her. This is her first translation. That makes this so much more fun. Okay, right, back to what we were talking about. It's amazing. Okay, right, this book. I am 56 pages in. It's super duper short. I picked this book up because I watched Sarah from Your True Shelf list out her top 10 books, I think it was, of the year so far. I've been addicted to those videos. I've got lists everywhere. I was at the library and I just took my list with me and got what I could off the list. So this is, it starts out with this famous writer who sees this kind of figure in the distance and thinks it's he's at a hotel getting interviewed, and he thinks it's his lover that he had, you know, years ago when he was a boy at school, and he calls out his name, and it kind of, that's the first chapter, and it ends, and you don't know if it's Thomas or not. So it kind of like starts off with this cool little cliffhanger, and then we go back to how him and Thomas got together. And yeah, so it's kind of this, you know, love story, I'm hoping, but full with, you know, teenage angst and sexuality confusion and, you know, hiding things and all that sort of stuff. I'm really enjoying reading it. I'm going to enjoy it even more now that Molly Ringwald translated that. Oh my gosh. So there's that. And then I'm reading, I can't say I'm reading Bleak House. Bleak House is on my list of reads to do. So that's where we're at on the top. But we do need to organise the rest of these things. So we'll go down to the second shelf. Oh my gosh. I have Gilead and Home here for reasons that I haven't followed through with, you know, since the start of the year probably. But I'm going to leave them there because I do intend to do that. Oh, I finished. This was the first book I read for Buzzwordathon in July. It's Perot's Last Case. Yeah, it was kind of sad even though I'm not really connected to Perot. So I'll leave that there. I've got my post-its. I'm not sure why. Let's pop them there. And then these were kind of the other Buzzwordathon ones I got. I got The Last Equation of Isaac Sweeney. Severy, not even close to Sweeney. The Last Days of Annie Ava Langdon. Oh my gosh. This I got because I think that it's a trilogy and it's called The Last 100 Years Trilogy. So I got that from the library. Is that all of my last things? No. And then I had Last Man in Tower from Aravinda Diga, who I read Amnesty for the Miles Franklin Award and loved, and that was my first Aravinda Diga. So definitely want to get to this. So that's on that shelf there. Right. And then these are the two from the Miles Franklin Longlist that I still definitely want to read, especially Song of the Crocodile. So yeah, I'm going to put them on that shelf too. So the Lie With Me book came from Sarah's top 10 books of the year so far, and I watched a number of those. So when I was stuck at the library because my car was getting serviced and it was my place of refuge, I Googled what was there and decided to pick up more. So this one is from, I think this was Sarah's, from Your True Shelf, her top book of the year so far, The Pull of the Stars by Emma Donoghue. So I want to read that. And We Keep the Dead Close was on Shan from Pastory Time, on her top books so far. So that was in my library, so I snapped it up. So these two have to go on the I want to read shelf as well. Right, we're getting there slowly. Oh my god, there's just so many plans and no reading happened. I found a little street library that's kind of near me, and it was in front of this beautiful house, and they encourage you to just read and return books, and so everybody gets to read the great books that are coming through. So it kind of, it doesn't become a dumping ground for books that nobody wants anymore, though I did drop off a few that I don't want anymore, but other people might like them. So it has this little, I'm for sharing, read me and return me to the street library. So I want to read these and return them. I picked this out. This is Ariadne. Okay. Yes, we can see that. Jennifer Saint. And this is kind of this Greek retelling, I think, as princesses of Crete and daughters of the fearsome king Minos. Ariadne? I need to learn how to say that name. And her sister, right, so it's grow up hearing the terrible bellows of the Minotaur. So yeah, myth retelling stuff, I think. Anyway, caught my attention. And then this was in there. So as if I could leave that there. So I want to read these and return them to the street library, and I'm going to have to move down to the bottom shelf now because this is how ridiculous this has gotten. So they are on the list. And then I had a great plan that I didn't follow through with because life. Doris from Aldi Books does the mid-month book bashes each month. that are kind of like just read, you know, it runs from the Friday to the Monday. Everybody knows what this is, right? And then, yeah, it's always around the 10th of the month. I thought that for this one, I would read some of Doris's favorite books because I love her recommendations. And every time I watch a video from Doris, I just pile more onto my TBR and I never really get to them. So these were the ones that I found at the library or had on my shelf that I really wanted to read. God, will I ever get to this book? I've borrowed this out at least 5 times and never read it. That should tell me something, shouldn't it? So we'll put that on the bottom of the list. She Would Be King by A.T. Moore. I don't know anything about it. I hate that my library only had it in large print, but maybe I'll feel like I'm reading it faster than I am. This is set in Liberia. So it's a dramatic story of Liberia's early years reimagined through 3 characters. This sounds super cool. This one is These Ghosts of Family by Maisie Card. Look at that cover. Looks awesome, hey? I think this is sort of, you know, like a secret from colonial Jamaica, and the family has immigrated to America, and sort of that secret coming through and being revealed. Perhaps. I could be really wrong there. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking. Another large print. Does that sort of speak to the demographic of the library card holders in my town? The Air You Breathe by Frances de Pontes Peebles. Maybe. This is set in Brazil about a 9-year-old orphan who works in the kitchen of a sugar plantation and befriends the daughter of the sugar baron. I guess what happens from there. This just puts me off, and it shouldn't. It's the same words, right? Anyway, I know that Doris loved The Lacuna by Barbara Kingsolver. I read the Poisonwood Bible, God, pre-BookTube. So, I mean, when even was that? So, I love that. And yeah, this is sitting on my shelf, so it was a good opportunity to pick it up. And then Doris and I started buddy reading Half of a Yellow Sun many, many, many moons ago. I couldn't even tell you how long ago, like just forever ago. And I never finished it. As far as I know, it carried over for Doris, but she's much better at finishing things than I am. So I really enjoyed it, and I just don't even know why I wouldn't have finished it. So I thought that I would pick this back up again. So on my cart now, let's have a look. We have the 4 books that I've made a start to. We have the second row, which is sort of buzzword-a-thon books that from lists, Miles Franklin stuff, and then the street library stuff, and then Doris, all Doris. So that's all right, huh? So that looks like a pretty good cut to me. Can you hear that rain? Beautiful. It's something that I would love to sit and spend my time with. So maybe this can be the start of a reading blog, maybe actually finishing a couple of these books. We'll just see where this video heads. I was gonna talk through that in my reading room just by myself, so I thought I'd turn on the camera and talk through it with you. Anyway, this rain has started. Oh, clouds, 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 clouds. My fire is going in there, so I'm going to wheel my little cart into my room, hop under my little blanket, and yeah, I think that I will pick this up because it's really good. Okay, I'll talk to you later on. This is me for the afternoon. Happy Saturday. I just saved you a housework montage. You're welcome. I've still got a heap more to do. I need to go into town. I'm hosting Women's Circle tonight and I've got a list of things that I need to get for that. And I don't want to. I need to clean. I need to organize. I need to prepare. I need to cook. I need to grocery shop. I need to shower. And all I can do is just sit here. I need my maca. Do you guys take maca? It's a powder. I have it in my cocoa every morning. And it gives me, not energy, but focus and helps me get off the couch. It's like a plant, a South American plant, and they crush the root of it. Tastes disgusting. But if you're struggling with, it's not like guarana or an energy drink or anything like that, but if you're just struggling with a little more motivation or just the will to keep going, it's great. It's also a regulator of your hormones for women, so it helps take the bitch out of me sometimes. So it's important that I have that today. I'm gonna go make my maca. And then I really need to go and do some jobs, some errands, but at least the floor's vacuumed. Tick. And my children, there's nothing on their floor except for slippers. Don't look at their cupboards. You haven't cleaned those. Oh, Patty, you haven't made your bed. Yeah, I haven't. I'll talk to you when I'm actually making progress with my life. That's cacao, that's maca. Oh, and I put a bit of cinnamon on soy milk. Give it a try, it's really yum. I just realised, started last night, which we didn't watch, was the opening ceremony of the Olympics. I'm a woman who loves sport. I watch all sorts of sport, I really like it. And the Olympics, for me, is a really great time to cram it all in. So I'm going to have my maca and watch some Olympics. And maybe when I see all of those people who have trained every day of their life and worked really bloody hard to be at the top of their sport, maybe I can get my lazy ass into a shower and into the car and just run a few errands. Let's get motivated by amazing Olympians. Oh, look at the light streaming through. That actually helps. It's like one of those Instagram filters to filter out what actually is going on here, which I'm sure you can imagine. After I spoke to you last, the weekend took me to places that were unexpected. They were filled with, I don't know, kids' birthday parties, groceries, cooking, women's circles, retro clothes shopping, where I realised that nothing would fit me, and phone calls from people I love that threw up new happenings. So I read nothing. I only started reading again last night in the middle of the night when we couldn't sleep. So it's now Monday afternoon. I've finished work. I really should do one more hour of work. I'm putting on a pork roast for dinner. The children will be home soon. And I haven't read anything again. I'm actually really, really close to finishing a book. So maybe I should do that and finish this vlog. I guess I'm out of practice with the vlogging thing, and I probably need to start doing it again to practice more. In fact, I think that's exactly what I need to do. It's just a lot going on. There's just so much going on. There's never enough time. I have to go to a parent connection meeting. Oh God, that's tonight. I'm at my son's school 4 nights this week. So yeah. I'm just popping in to say life got a hold of me again. But let me get the book, actually. Let's start with that. Okay, oh God, the filter's gone now. Oh, it's a tragedy. My little cart's in my room. Here. Okay. Yeah, there. I'm nearly there. I'm probably... Oh my gosh, I'm so close. I'm like 10 or something pages of finishing Lie With Me. Let's do that back in the filtered sunlight room. Maybe I can squeeze that in before the kids get home, and I'll tell you about it. And I can actually feel like I've achieved something. Oh, I'm so out of it. I'm so sorry. I'm exhausted. Let's just do one step at a time. Let me read this. I'll talk to you in a sec. Here's an example of how life gets in the way. I have, like, seriously, I have 6 pages left of this book to finish reading. And then my husband calls me and says he's got this snap meeting and can I go and collect the kids from him? And, it just is constant. It has to happen. It's life, and I get it. I'm not angry, but it's just this constant interruptions all the time when you have intention. And that seems to be my life at the moment. So I told him I'm not getting changed and he needs to bring the children to the car park. So he's going to do that. So I'm just going to get in the car and drive and collect children so he can have a meeting. Everything's okay. And it seems like I won't be able to put on my pork roast. So I'll turn that off. I just wanted to document this little moment as more of an explanation of where my life's at the moment. Okay. God, I look tired and haggard on this camera. Sorry about that. I'm going to go get the kids. I'll be back to finish that book. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got the kids. That's done. I'm just going to finish reading these last 5 pages and then we're going to watch the Olympics together. But I just need to get this done now. And the ending of it is really quite tragic. So I'm kind of want to continue reading it. I'm intrigued and sad. All of the things. But anyway, look, I'm just going to do this. Oh my God. What a day. It's an intensely sad ending. I can't tell you and I can't explain my personal connection to it because it would give it away, but that hit home a lot. Anyway, this is well worth a read. It's very short, even though it takes some people 5 days to read it, but very emotive and very moving. A perspective about hidden love, which is so saddening. Like, it's just so saddening. Just, yeah. The only thing that I will say, the author, the narrator, who's narrating the story and who is a writer, he kind of goes off on tangents about himself a lot. And I guess that's the only perspective he has because it's his story, but just sort of, moments when he's with his lover or thinking about the situation that they're in and he talks about what his father did or, something like that. And I mean, while that was, interesting, I don't think it gave much insight into the narrator's character. I just think in such a short space, it just needed to be a lot more about the relationship. Not that there were any holes in that story. It just those little sidelines didn't need to be there. But it was really great. 4 stars for sure. Completely. I feel very moved, very, very moved by this story. I feel really saddened by the regrets that sit there, and it's hard to talk about and not tell you what happened, but obviously when you get towards the end of your life, you kind of look back and wish for things, and that's a really kind of sad space to sit in as well, isn't it? I guess it's making me reflect a lot on, not absolutely not what could have been, I'm where I'm meant to be, but just not making sure that I don't get to that space and that I'm kind of living my truth. Easier said than done though, isn't it? My truth was to sit here for the afternoon and read. My truth was to vlog for the weekend. All of those things. Anyway, okay. Look, I'm going to end this vlog. I have no idea what I've recorded, so I'm sorry if you've gotten to the end of this and like, what the hell, Natalie, but hopefully there's something in there that is of interest and that you enjoy. At least I finished a book, even though it took me all that time to do it. I'm going to practice vlogging more. I say this at the end of every vlog, but I just enjoy this process so much that I feel like I've just fallen out of the practice of it. So anyway, hopefully you'll see me again soon. I'm going to go and watch the Olympics with my boys now and just do the afternoon shift and yeah, end my day with them. And I will see you hopefully very soon. Thanks for tuning into my chaos. Bye.